If I have seen so many people get bad things happen to them, how am I any different? How am I gonna succeed? How am I gonna get that six-figure business going? How am I gonna get the partner of my dreams? How can I get that opportunity that everyone says you can't get it? It's difficult to get. And what do the people who actually get it have different in them that I do not? I do not know who needs to hear this, but I felt like I need to make this video. So here it is. Today, I will be discussing what my observations are with regards to what's the difference between women who get it all, or people in general who get it all, as opposed to everyone else who seems to have it all messed up. What's the difference? It seems like they are magnets to their desires. Each and every single thing they want, they have it in their lives. So, without any further ado, let's get in it. So, first things first, the most important quality that all of these women seem to have is positivity. Not the ignorant kind of positivity, not that, toxic naivety. They do have the discernment that if someone mistreated them or if something doesn't fit right, they move away. But yes, that if someone is doing something, it must be for my negative. They must want harm for me. That is not where naturally their mind goes. You have seen how people who have really good relationships, like when kids see their parents have really good relationships, they grow up to expect that kind of relationship. And they are most often the ones who end up having those kind of relationships because they have that inner compass. Their subconscious is wired to expect the natural and the positive kind of interaction. So, unfortunately, a lot of us do not have had that kind of rewiring from the very beginning. But the good thing is, we can take charge, we can rewire our mind to expect positive from people. When you have a tainted lens of suspicion, which automatically expects that people are out there to get you, that is what you're focusing on. That is what you will attract in your life. Because our brain is designed in a way that makes it focus on what beliefs we actually have in order to prove us right. If you rewire and reprogram your subconscious so that it generates positive thoughts, you're automatically going to see more of them in your life. Positivity is really important. So, the second thing, unwavering belief. Imagine that you want so good for someone and they constantly hold this, suspicion against you that maybe you won't want the best for them. Maybe they have to snatch their happiness from you. Maybe they have to make you do the best for them when that's what you wanted to do for them all along. That is how universe works as well. You need to dive a bit inside yourself in order to recognize this in you. Whenever your life is in a mess, or whenever you set out to achieving a new goal, do you think in a way that I have to fight the universe, I have to fight the creator to get this happiness from him? Or do you automatically think that my creator, he is so grandiose, he is so generous, and he created me. Of course, he wants to give me the best that is possible for me. Of course, he wants my greatest desires to come true. When you start to have positive belief about the one who created you and the one who is going to give you and who wants to give you everything you desire in your life, you become a magnet for all of those things. That is something we call tawakkul. I think that is something which is common in all of the women who get it. When something wrong happens to them along the way of getting them to their desire, they do not automatically think, oh, see, I was right. The creator does not want me to get thing that I desire. Instead, their mind will drift towards this is meant to teach me some lesson. See how valuable insights I gained from this. If I didn't have those insights, I wouldn't know what I didn't want. So, this experience was not the destination. This was just a milestone in my way to my destiny that God wants for me, and it is meant to happen. Another very important thing is having a high state of consciousness, having an awareness of what you want and what you do not want. Be it by watching someone being mistreated in their life or having experiences in your own life from which you gather points that, hey, these are the things that I really do not want in my life. When you are aware and conscious enough to grasp in these points and keep, re-updating that list that you made about what you want in your life, that in itself takes you closer to what you want. How? It makes you aware what to not settle for. It makes you aware what to move on from. Because life will throw you tests. Life is going to present you with offers, with opportunities, with relationships that do not align with what you asked God for. If you operate from a mindset of scarcity and jump in to grasp every single one of these opportunities, that is a recipe for disaster. That is how so many people end up having things which are far below what they were meant to have. And then they say it becomes that self fulfilling prophecy that, see, such things were unrealistic all along. And see, God didn't want me to have the best. There's endless loops of sabotage and endless loops of doubt. For example, I have believed that my goals are going to come true. I'm not there yet. I raised my vibration to that of belief rather than that of self doubt. And I get up, I move the needle every single day. I know I'm going to get there soon enough. It is also essential to have standards in place. When you keep finding out what you want versus what you do not want, you must ingrain these standards. You must reinforce the belief that what you want is what you will get. What's best for you is what God wants for you too. So, once you have your standards clear as day, and with all the things that I've mentioned before, you automatically start filtering out things that do not feel aligned because you know the things that do are on their way to you. You stop settling because you have belief. You stop settling for less. You do not jump into situations which aren't ideal for you just for the sake of having something. All of you wonderful women who have gotten something in their life who they think most of the people don't get because of the mindset they have, I want you all to leave your valuable insights in the comment section down below. I would love to have my views expanded on this. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, take care and keep glowing.